We're coming to the end of November here in the shade house, zone 7B, and I still have peppers out. They look very rough and they're beat up, and they've been through at least 4 frosts already, but the frosts have been mild enough I've been able to just throw this shade cloth over the top, and that in conjunction with this reflective barrier that I'm using has been enough to keep it again above freezing. Well, some of these peppers are quite old. This daddle pepper is, I believe it's going into its 4th season. This bell pepper is also going into its 4th season this coming spring, and I think this bell pepper, I think it may be its 5th season. You can see the tree trunk on that. So I'd like to keep these alive. I've been putting them in the garage under a south-facing window, and that works for a few months, but they really suffer, and I lose about 1/3 of them every year, particularly as the sun starts to come back up in late spring. They don't get quite as much light as they should. So I'm going to build a small internal greenhouse here with a 55-gallon water drum and a propane heater for the coldest nights, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, now I've got the peppers all pruned back and ready to bed down for the winter. So here is the first version of my interior makeshift greenhouse that's going to keep my pepper plants alive. And it's already been through 1 night of frost. Worked just fine. Of course, it worked fine before too with just the shade cover. But now this is set up to really handle some cold weather if it comes, when it comes. So I just have this shade tarp over, and this will handle nights probably down into the mid-20s with this large drum of water there. But the mid-20s isn't enough. We will need to handle down into the low teens. And I'm going to do that with this little propane stove. I'm going to put it under the water there, and I will just turn it on for a few hours in the evening. And then I'll put some additional covers on the top of this. This has holes in it, and it still holds in quite a bit of heat, but I have some thicker blankets, so I can just keep wrapping this and wrapping this. And that in conjunction with this little stove and the water, let's see if we get through the cold months and I get to keep all my multi-year peppers.